Hi and welcome to your yoga on demand session. This is recorded from a live online session, my Wednesday evening session. So if you enjoy and you want to join me on a Wednesday evening at 7:15 UK time for 30 minutes of stretch and relaxation, then please do head over to eskifit.co.uk and book yourself on. In the meantime, I hope you enjoy this on demand and that maybe I'll see you in a session soon. Okay, so we are going to be focusing on hamstrings and lower back. It's the theme of the week. So if you need any straps, scarves or socks or whatever it is to help you get in and out of the postures, if you want to grab a cushion or bolster or something that you might want to have to hand. We're going to start off as always in Shavasana, lying down, heads at the top of the mat, feet down at the bottom, palms turned up towards the ceiling, just taking a moment to get some stillness into the body and also into our mind. So it is impossible to just stop thinking of things, but it's just about trying to let the thoughts come and go in the next few moments as you take those deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. So as you take that breath in, you draw in the air right the way down to the bases of the lungs, ballooning the belly out, pausing gently at the top of the breath and exhaling through the nose, matching the in-breath with the out-breath. And trying to find stillness in your body. So resisting the temptation to fidget. Closing the eyes if it's comfortable for you to do so. And just softening off the mouth and the jaw by gently parting the lips. Maybe even lifting the shoulders off the mat, drawing them away. So keeping them away from the ears. And keep taking those steady breaths in and out. Just checking in with how your body's feeling. So just gently taking a bend through the knees so the soles of the feet connect to the mat, and then bring the feet mat width apart. Make sure you tuck the tailbone underneath so you've got full connection through the spine, the lower back. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, just gently drop the knees over to the right side and then gaze over the left shoulder in this gentle twist. Make sure you're not holding your breath. Just releasing into the side waist, the hip, and the lower back. Gently bringing the knees into the center and over to the left side. Gaze over the right shoulder. And once again, feeling that stretch on the right side of the hip and the lower back. And when you're ready, just gently bringing those knees into the center and creeping the soles of the feet together and just allowing the knees to relax out to the side and popping some cushions underneath the knees if it's too strong a stretch just now. Otherwise, just allowing those knees to relax out. Now take a deep breath in and reach the arms all the way up towards the ceiling and behind you to the floor, making sure that the shoulders stay well away from the ears. Just notice how the arms are laying, if the elbows are resting evenly, if the wrists, or if one hand is higher than the other. Just checking in with the balance in the posture. And then when you're ready, just gently squeezing the inside of the knees together and then bring them in towards the chest and then sweeping the hands around, catching hold of the shins and bringing the knees in towards the chest. Take a little rock from side to side. And then you're going to hold on to that right knee and extend the left leg nice and long. Toes turn towards the face. Shoulders stay relaxed. If you want to use a strap, you can. Whatever you've got to hand. And then taking a deep breath in, you're going to extend that right leg up towards the ceiling, catch hold of the back of that right thigh. Toes turn down towards the face, leading with the heel if possible, and not worrying if there's a bend through the knee. Just trying to lengthen through the back of that leg. Now from here, you're going to come into half happy baby. So the right knee comes towards the right shoulder. You're catching hold of the calf, the back of the knee, or the outside edge of the foot if it's available. Keep the left hand on the hip, just drawing that right knee down towards the right shoulder. And then gently bringing both knees back in towards the chest. Extending the right leg nice and long, toes turn towards the face, catching hold of the shin or the back of the leg or using a strap. And when you're ready, take a deep breath in, extend that left leg up towards the ceiling. Catch hold of the back of that thigh, toes turned down towards the face, pressing that right foot away from you. And thinking about the length through the back of that left leg. And then when you're ready, you're just going to gently draw the left knee in towards the left shoulder, open up into half happy baby, catch hold of the hamstring, back of the knee, calf, or the outside edge of the foot. Right hand comes onto that right hip. And then when you're ready, just gently bringing both knees in towards the chest and coming up into a seated position. So you're going to come into a bent knee dandasana, okay, bent knee staff pose. So hands are just a little bit behind you. So you are leaning slightly back, okay, and then taking the feet wide. So taking the feet to the edge of the mat, you're going to drop the knees over to one side and just one leg at a time, take them from side to side. So they're not going together as one. Okay, they go in like one leg and then the other, and then so on and so forth. So actually lifting one of the sit bones off to get that mobility through into the hip. And then just come in to be still into an upright position onto the sit bones and extending the legs in front of you into full dandasana. So if you need to roll your mat and prop it underneath your tailbone or grab a cushion or whatever it is from wherever you are, pillow of the bed if you're in there. Hands are underneath the shoulders. The spine is nice and long. So we're not resting onto the hands. We're just thinking about the length. Feet are together, toes are turned up towards the face. Take a deep breath in here. So lengthen through the spine as if you're sitting upright against a wall. And as you exhale, you're drawing the drawing the sit back bones down, toes are towards the face, fronts of the legs are nice and active. And take one long last breath in here. And then relax and soften. So take the right sole of your foot to the inside of the left leg, but scoot that left leg out to the side a little bit. So you've got one leg is not central with the chest, you're just moving it away. If you want to put a cushion under the knee, then that's also fine. Take a deep breath in here, reach the arms all the way up. And as you exhale, left hand is going to come to the right knee, draw the chest around, send the gaze towards the right or behind you. Make sure in this twist that you're breathing, okay, and keep the spine nice and long. Good. And then inhale, bringing the hands up. Exhale now, right hand comes to the outside of the left knee. Hold on to the outside of the knee if you want to, and use it just to draw your body around a little bit more. Try to keep this right leg relaxed. Good. Now inhale, bringing the hands all the way up. And as you exhale, then draw the belly button in, lengthen through the spine and come as far forward as is comfortable for you. So drawing the chest through, keeping the gaze towards the top of the mat rather than kind of letting the head hang too much down. And then just pressing up through the hands. And then we're going to change sides. So now your right leg is long, the left sole of the foot is onto the inside edge, but move the right leg a little bit out. So you've got a little bit of space to come forward. It's not quite central. So take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale now, right hand comes to the left knee, draw the body around, send the gaze to the left or behind you. And then inhale, bringing the hands all the way up. Exhale, left hand comes to the outside edge of that right knee. Draw the shoulder around, gazing right or behind you. So this backhand is just there as a little bit of support. Watch the shoulder doesn't come up too much by the ear, and don't lean into the hand. And then when you're ready, inhale, bringing the hands up. Exhale, draw the belly button in first, lengthen through the spine, and then hinge forward, gently placing the hands down on the mat in front of you. Shoulders are back, gaze is towards the top of the mat. Unless, of course, you're completely folded over and your head is on the mat. In that case, don't look towards the top of the mat. But for most of us, we're just keeping the gaze slightly ahead of us so that the neck is in a nice position. And when you're ready, just gently pressing up through the fingertips. And now from here, you're bringing the soles of the feet together. And then just allowing those knees to drop out to the side. Now take the feet a little bit away from you. And just catch hold of the ankles or interlace the fingers over the toes. So watch the top of the body doesn't start to kind of come forward. You want to draw the shoulders back. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, you can draw the belly button in and hinge forward a little bit, but we're not forcing it too much. And if you need to minimize the range, then use cushions on either side of the knees, or just literally take the feet further away. So you're not opening the hips quite as much. Lovely. And then when you're ready, just slowly coming back up. And then you're going to come over into a tabletop position. So bringing those knees together and bringing them now underneath the underneath the hips, hands underneath the shoulders. We're going to take a few rounds of cat and cow. So take a deep breath in, flick the tailbone up, lengthen through the front of the body. Exhale, draw the belly button in, round through the shoulders, send the gaze towards the thighs. Two more. Inhale to lengthen through the front of the body. Exhale, draw the belly button in, round through the shoulder and send the gaze towards the thighs. You're going to take one more inhale. And exhale, round through the shoulders. And then coming into child's pose. Resting the head gently down on the mat, reaching the hands all the way forward, tailbone rests on the heels. Breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Now from here, you're going to come back up into that tabletop position. And we're going to tuck the toes and come into downward facing dog. So hitching up through the tailbone, lifting the knees, coming into downward facing dog, pedaling through the heels. Should be feeling a little bit warmer through the backs of the legs and the hips. Make sure the belly button is really drawn in towards the spine, that the chest is being drawn forward. Pressing with the fingertips as well as the heel of the hands, so you're protecting your wrists. And then take a deep breath in here, lifting that right leg up towards the ceiling, and then placing the right foot between the hands at the front, but drop that back knee, untuck the toe, and inhale, coming into a low lunge position. Good. Now here, don't trap your head in, just soften through the shoulders. You're lifting and lengthening. We're not creating tension. Take a deep breath in here. And as you exhale, you're going to frame that front foot and maybe look to take that left knee back a little bit to work into the hip flexor a little bit more if it is comfortable. If it's not, then you keep it a little bit closer to your body. When you're ready, deep breath in here, exhale. Tailbone comes back, working into the hamstring, so into that right leg, back of that right leg. And then you're going to rock forward and then come into lizard. So move the right foot to the outside edge of the mat. It's on the outside of your right hand, on the outside edge of the mat. As if that right knee is gently just tucking into the shoulder. Gaze forward. If you want to increase the intensity of the stretch, lift up through the knee or come down onto your elbows. It very much depends on how flexible you're feeling today. From here, drop that back knee and then moving the right foot back into the center. And then you're going to tuck that left toe and then you lift up into a high lunge and then come all the way up into a high crescent pose. Good. Inhale to lengthen, exhale round now into warrior two. So ankle, knee, hip, all in alignment, pressing away with that left foot. Shoulders are nice and relaxed, arms are level. Good. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up and over into reverse warrior. Lengthen through the side of the body. Don't draw the knee back. Keep lunging through. Good. And then bringing those arms back in alignment. You're going to straighten up that front leg. Reach all the way forward as far as is comfortable. And then come over into Trikonasana. So the aim of the game is to keep this left hip nice and open. Okay, so keeping the shoulder nice and open as well. It doesn't matter how far down you are. When you're ready, soften through that front knee. Come back into warrior two and turn the right toes in now. Inhale, bringing the hands overhead. Exhale, coming forward into that wide forward fold, weight through the toes. So lengthening through. Now, if you're finding it too strong on the lower back or the backs and the hamstrings, you have a sofa or a bed or a footstool. You can use it to rest and take the pressure off a little bit. Otherwise, just release the head down and make sure that you're breathing. When you're ready, soften through the knees, roll up through the spine. Bring the arms back in line. Turn your right toes towards the top of the mat and windmill the arms over, ready to step back into downward facing dog. Slowly coming over into plank pose. Drop the knees if you need to and lower through chaturanga. Elbows underneath the shoulders, coming into supporter cobra or full cobra, depending how you feel. Length through the full front of the body. And then placing the hands underneath the shoulders. And you're going to pop back into child's pose. resting the bum back onto the heels, resting the head down onto the mat. Taking some steady breaths in here. Counterposing the open hips. And when you're ready, you're going to come back up into tabletop position. And then tucking the toes and coming into downward facing dog, hitching that tailbone up nice and high. This time lifting the left leg up. And then placing the left foot between the hands at the front, dropping the back knee, untucking the toes. Slowly coming up into that low lunge. Softening through the shoulders. Good. Relaxing the head and neck. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale. Placing the hands either side of the foot. The foot. And then take that right knee back. If you want to, just send the gaze forward. So you've got a nice stretch in that right hip flexor this time. Deep breath in here. As you exhale, tailbone goes back, left toes towards the face. Scooting the weight forward again. And then bringing that left foot to the outside edge. So you're coming back into that lizard pose now on your second side. So the left foot is to the edge of, on the outside edge of your left hand. And the left shoulder is just gently hugging into the inside of the knee. Remember, if you want to increase the intensity of the stretch, tuck the right toe, lift up through the knee. Or if it's available, you can come down onto the elbows. It just depends on how you're feeling. Nice long breaths in and out. And then when you're ready, on wherever you are, just drop that back knee down and move the left foot into the center. And then you're going to come up into that high lunge. And then when you're ready, if you're not already there, pressing through that foot and coming into high crescent pose. Take a deep breath in here, coming round now into warrior two on your second side. So ankle, knee, hip, all in alignment. Make sure the knee is not going over the toe. Pressing with the outside edge of the right foot. Shoulders are level. Gaze over the front hand. Take a deep breath in, turn the front hand up, lengthen over into reverse warrior. Keep the lunge through that front leg. Good. Bringing the arms back in line with each other. Straightening up that front leg, getting ready for Trikonasana, so reaching all the way forward and then coming round, opening up the top of this right hip. So we're not leaning into this leg, it's just there as guidance. And if you're here with the hand to the waist, that's also fine as long as the hip stays open. Good, now soften through that front knee, come back into warrior two, and then turn the left toes in. Inhale, bring the hands up. Exhale, hinging over at the hips, wide forward fold, weight through the toes, let the head just relax. And then from wherever you are, soften through the knees, roll up through the spine. Slowly does it. Bring those arms in line and then turn your toes to the top of the mat. Good, and then you're going to windmill around, hands either side of that front foot, step back, downward facing dog. Slowly coming over into plank pose. Drop the knees if you need to, or lower through chaturanga. Inhale. Into cobra, supported cobra, or upward facing dog, lifting the knees off. And then coming into downward facing dog. And then drop the knees now mat width apart with your big toes touching. Child's pose, rest the head down. Take some steady breaths here. Allow everything just to settle. And then when you're ready, just slowly coming back up into that tabletop position and coming onto your bum, into a seated position. So find the sit bones again. We're coming into Dandasana. So roll the mat if you need to under the tailbone again, or grab your cushion. Toes are turning up towards the face. You're going to take a deep breath in here, reach the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, then we're hinging forward over at the hips. It's a strong stretch on the back of the legs. So you can use a strap, a sock, a scarf, whatever you've got to hand, jumper. Or you catch hold of the calves or the tops of the legs, ankles, or you can take the two peace fingers around the big toe and just draw your chest a little bit closer. Keep breathing, gazes towards the toes. Spine is nice and long. Just keeping the elbows nice, gently active by drawing them out slightly. Keep breathing. And then when you're ready, just gently releasing up slowly. Bringing those knees back into bending those knees. Hands are going to go behind you. And then you are just going to sway the knees from side to side because you're going to just close off the hips and work out the backs of the legs a bit. And then very slowly coming down onto your backs. Bringing those knees in towards the chest and taking a little rock from side to side. And then you're going to take the hands just alongside you with the palms facing down. Press up with the soles of the feet towards the ceiling. Draw the lower back into the mat. Belly button is sucked in. So you're basically tensing all of those muscles down into the lower abdominals. And then bend the knees. Bring the feet down towards the mat and extend them away from you. Just give it a little wiggle of the hips to make sure you're in a good position. Take the hands a little bit away from the body with the palms turned up towards the ceiling. And start taking those deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Softening through the jawline, checking in with those shoulders if they found their way back up by your ears. Gently allowing the lips to part so that you're not tensing or clenching the jaw, the mouth. Closing the eyes if you feel comfortable. When you're ready, just taking a wiggle of the toes, a wiggle of the fingers. Take a deep breath in and reach the arms all the way up towards the ceiling and behind you to the floor. Bring the feet together. Nice long stretch. Soften through the elbows, bend the knees, and then hugging them in towards the chest. Take a little rock from side to side. And then when you're ready, just coming up slowly into a seated position. Take a deep breath in, reach the arms all the way up. Exhale, hands through heart center. And namaste, yogis. Happy Wednesday. Well done. Thank you so much for joining me this evening, but for whenever you're doing it. I do hope that you feel a little bit better and a little bit more relaxed and stretched out. So yeah, hopefully I will see you in a live class soon. If not, have a great day, whatever you're doing, and I will see you virtually at some point in the future. Take care. Bye.